Hello, welcome back to our garden. March is always a perfect time of the year to plant roses. To plant any kind of shrubs or hardwoods, to be fair, but especially good to plant bare root roses, and this is what we're going to do today. There are different reasons on why I really love growing bare root roses in the garden. Number one is you can see with this one here that they get delivered with a fantastic root system, so much bigger and better than anything you could pop into a container. Second of all, they are way cheaper than potted roses are. And the last reason, well, that is more like a private observation. I think that they take root better, and over the years, they just form better shrubs in your garden. The way on how I want to structure today's video is, first of all, I quickly want to take you with me in the garden and show you the area on where I want to plant those roses. Then we're going to plant, and at last I just want to share some thoughts with you on nice plant neighbors, what looks good together with roses. Since I bought these and I saved some money, I have some money left to invest into some other plants. So come on, let's go into the garden. Just look who's chilling in the garden, enjoying the sun of this beautiful spring day. And this is exactly the area where we want to plant a little bit today. It is right next at the deck terrace, and it is an area that I haven't touched in quite a while, even though I have to, because the boxwoods, for example, they have taken quite a beating, and they are for the chop, unfortunately, which is very sad. But the area where I want to plant today is right here on the right side next to the stairs going up to the deck terrace. Both sides, left and the right, were mirrored and looked exactly the same, and this is still what I intend on doing. But like this, I can show you the difference and how it looked before and how it's going to look now. So on the left, there are rose rugosas. Those are the roses that you see very often growing in the dunes along the coastline at the beach, but apparently they are invasive and it's not recommended to grow them in your garden. So I make the decision to lift them and replace them with some beautiful English roses. There are some grasses too. This is a Calamagrostis variety called Carl Förster, where I'm going to reduce the amount a little bit. The others will go to the back of the garden. And here on the right, I've already prepared. I don't want to say too much now about the plants that are already in there, because this is what I want to do at the end of the video. But at least like this, you can see the difference and how it is going to evolve. And hopefully today I can still manage to tackle the left side as well. The rose that I want to plant today is a David Austin rose. It is called Queen of Sweden, and last year I tried different kind of roses in another area of a garden to see which one I like best, and this is the one. It has very beautiful, delicate, pale pink flowers, lightly scented, and I think this is why it's perfect to have them here, because sometimes I like to sit here on those stairs, have a nice view throughout the entire garden, especially towards the afternoon, evening when the sun sets over there to my right side, and then you have these rather wonderful scented roses next to you. When you plant bare root roses, it's very important to give them a good soak before you plant them. It's recommended at least 12 hours. I did it more than a day, so they are definitely prepared to get into the ground. Nevertheless, I'm still going to put some water into the planting hole. So I've already prepared this area to speed things up a little bit. Before planting, I came in with some soil, especially for roses, because I have rather sandy soil, very well drained. Great for growing tulips, for example, but for roses, it's a little iffy occasionally, and this area is a little bit more on the sandy side. So I came in, took out some of the sandy soil, and came in with bags of goodness, good soil, especially here, especially rose soil for those areas here. Dug it all under, prepared it, and now we are ready to get cracking. First thing I do, I always put some bone chars or bone meal in the planting hole. Just give it a quick wiggle inside so it is in the soil. And then what I still do is I am going to put some water in here just to make sure that the roots are very nice and moist immediately. When you put it in, make sure the planting hole is big enough, because the one thing you don't want to happen is that your roots are kind of like facing upwards like this, or bending upwards. They can go outwards, down, anything like this is good, but never upwards, because this is just not how roots like to grow. And make sure the hole is deep enough as well, because you want to make sure that the graft, because most of the roses are grafted, the graft is sitting below the soil level. This is going to protect it from frost. This year, I don't think we're going to get a lot of frost, maybe some light frost during the night, but nothing heavy, but especially for next winter. So this looks pretty good. Make sure every plant always has a front and a back. And this here obviously is a very interactive space because you walk around from different sides, you see it from the terrace, but still this is like the main front. So the nicest part I think is this here, where it's branching outwards. So this is going to go outwards. Yep, that looks good. And now we're just going to backfill everything back again. And let me tell you, the soil, after I replaced it, it smells just good. It's like there's nothing better than the smell of fresh compost. Firm it in nicely already with the hands. Yes, it is deep enough. That is good. And then you just go in, I can't do it now because then you won't see me, with your heel and just really firm it in nicely to make sure that it has good soil contact. What I did is, when I developed this area, I put in some bamboo canes. And this is sometimes a good advice. Use bamboo canes, use a pot. It was very windy, so pots would have all blown away and all over the place. So bamboo canes did the job, just to mark out where plants should go and to have a little bit an idea of the spacing, because I like to cramp plants in, so everything is nice and full, but still you want to give plants enough room to develop a good root system. So what I'm going to do is plant the second rose, and then I want to share some ideas with you on what I want to put in this area around here and what is already in the flower bed. The roses are planted and I'm really looking forward to see how they will grow in, to see them in bloom and to share it with you. So now's the time to quickly tell you what is already in the border and to share with you some of the ideas that I have, what I want to put in the border together with these roses. So if we start in the back, I'm sorry, you still see some rubble there. This is what I found while digging, so I still have to clear that, which I'm going to do. But anyways, here you see some false dragon head. It's a perennial. I absolutely love it. It grows 1 meter to 1 meter 20, 40 in height. Flowers mainly like July, August, September, around that time. Very whimsical and dreamy again. Beautiful color, comes in white as well. If I'm not wrong, this here is a violet. But it's very vigorous, and this is why I came in and put this root barrier in here that you can find pretty much in every garden center. And what it does, it just restrains this plant from growing everywhere, because this is what's going to happen. The shoots are just going to pop up in the most random areas of your border at one point. So I think this is really going to help it, because I love the plant. I don't want to miss it. And it looks really nice with the roses. Then I have some Aquilegia in here. And these are two different varieties that work very well together. One is called William Guinness. The other one is Black Barlow. They're both very dark, kind of like dark purple, a little sinister. William Guinness has some white in the center. So they flower earlier, obviously like in June, pretty much same time as the roses, or a little earlier, I have to see. In the back, there is a grass, one clump of Calamagrostis carlfurster, which I love. It's everywhere in the garden, and I always love the combination of roses with grasses. And in the back, there is an hydrangea. This is Hydrangea paniculata limelight. And I think it is going to work pretty well with roses, because in my experience, the paniculata varieties, they don't need as much water. They don't like to dry out completely, obviously, but I think that they want to have pretty much the same water level as roses want to have. Some snowdrops are in there, some tulips. I think these are just some leftovers of a variety called Victoria's Secret, but it's going to be a surprise, to be honest, because I don't remember myself what that might be. There's still some room in here. And what I want to do is, here towards the front, I want to plant some geraniums. So in general, roses don't like to dry out completely. They like to have a nice and more moist soil. And often roses are combined with lavender, but if you think about it, it's not the ideal pairing. It works in a way, but lavender is a Mediterranean plant that likes a well-drained soil, and roses don't particularly like to have a very well-drained soil. So geraniums, or crane's bill, how the common name is, I think that's going to be a really wonderful combination. And then if we move a little bit further here, there's still a little weird gap, not a gap, step here, with some of the plants that are in there. So I have to lift that and also just improve the soil there. But it's a little more on the partly shady side, so I think I might try some Astrantia in there. And then just behind the hydrangea, I still have some room here. I used to have white phlox in there. I lifted it, the plants look really good. I'm contemplating if they should go back in there or not. I want that this midsection of a garden is a little more dreamy, like blushes, pinks, very, very soft violets eventually. I don't really see white necessarily in here, but I think for now I'm going to put them back in there, just that they have a home, and see how I like it over the year, because Queen of Sweden has a little whitish quality to it as well. So I think it might work, but later on in the year, I can hopefully give you some updates. Before that's going to happen, I have to tackle this area. But since it's a beautiful day, I'm not going to complain. I'm going to get my shovel now, or my spade, not a shovel, obviously, and start lifting these roses. That's it for today's video. I hope that you could take some inspiration out of it, and maybe I could encourage you in growing some more roses in your own garden, because let's be honest, who could resist having roses in the garden, especially next to a terrace where you can not only admire their beauty but also enjoy the wonderful fragrance that most of the roses have. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Thank you if you give me a thumbs up. Thank you if you decide to subscribe to my channel, and I'm already looking forward to welcome you for another garden video very soon here. So take care, guys. Bye.